I'm David Snyder, and on behalf of the CGESD Governing Board, we want to salute the scholars of the class of 2020, and we want to honor their teachers whose invaluable legacy will live on in their students.
When it comes to a teacher who has helped me thrive the most while attending CGMS, Mrs. Andrew instantly comes to mind. She has helped me in so many ways, from being someone I can talk to about anything to introducing me to Science Olympiad, and is just an all-around good person. The definition of a good person is a person who is good to other people. The definition of a good person relates to Mrs. Andrew by her personality alone. Whenever I think of Mrs. Andrew, I think of a kind, selfless individual who tries to help everyone with all her power. If you get to know Mrs. Andrew, she will always do her best, not just for herself, but for her students. Mrs. Andrew always focuses on the positive of every situation. She makes sure that it never spirals out of control. She also shows the ability that some people lack of trustworthiness, making it easier for people like myself to open up about things. She always checks up on me, even when I'm fine. She cares about more than just grades, and she wants to hear your side of the story, showing she cares. She is also a leader, and I look up to her with her confidence, accountability, and the empowerment of others. She is a super positive person, and she wants everyone to succeed. In Science Olympiad, Mrs. Andrew always pushed me in my events. She always pushed me to be my best. Whenever I think of Mrs. Andrew, I think of someone who you can look up to. She's the kind of person most people strive to be. Mrs. Andrew is a person that I will always look up to, and a bit of the reason for who I am today. She can be strict, or she can be a friend. It's just what you show her that chooses what side the connection is on. All of Mrs. Andrew's peers will say how likable of a person she is. She has been one of the biggest impacts to why I succeed.
Hi, my name is Stephanie, and this year I've been chosen for top 8. When they told me to write about a teacher who inspired us, a teacher who guided and encouraged us through these years, the first person that popped into my mind was Miss Andrew. There's so much that she has done, so I'll start at the beginning. It all started in 6th grade. At the time, Miss Andrew was a 7th and 8th grade teacher. In my head, I thought she was going to be one of the teachers who I was never going to interact with. Then one day, I entered the classroom, and everything changed. In the past 3 years, Miss Andrew has become my science teacher, student council advisor, Science Olympiad coach, but most importantly, my role model. Throughout middle school, I have experienced many things, both good and bad. Thankfully, Miss Andrew has been there every step of the way. She became someone I could trust and who I know I could talk to without feeling judged. Miss Andrew would always ask me what I wanted to do, what my goal was. Whether it was small or big goals, she made sure she could do everything to see me strive. If something went wrong along the way, she was there to pick me up. Whenever I felt like giving up, she encouraged me to keep going. She pushed me to be the best. The main reason I chose Miss Andrew is because she inspires me. She's an amazing teacher who brings her kids joy and fun. When you walk into her classroom, there she is, with a smile on her face. I am very thankful to have such an amazing role model. Even though I'm moving on to bigger things, I will never forget where I started. Thanks to Miss Andrew and more people in my life, I'm glad to be the person I am today. Thank you.
My name is Nathan Long, and my favorite teacher is Mrs. Barrick. I have been her aide for 2 years, and I've learned a lot from her. She has taught me numerous life skills that will help me succeed as I move forward into high school and then college. She is a teacher you could always talk to, and know that she would give great advice. One of the things she taught me is to be a team player and a team leader. Even when it doesn't seem like you can overcome a challenge in your life, she always encouraged me to keep my head up and be a leader. She always made sure I understood my classwork and helped me with it if I was struggling with any of my work. I know that she wants only the best for me as I move forward in life, and I will always appreciate and be thankful for her.
Hi, my name is Marisela Ariola, and this is my one-page essay to my most influential teacher, Mr. Grimm. Personally, I wanted this essay to be something that I could actually hand to him and show him and read to him in person, but, due to the situation, I can't. But despite that, I still want him to know that he's made an impact on my life. My most influential teacher was Mr. Corey Graham, which is no surprise. But if you ask someone why I picked him, they would say that it's because I was one of his favorites or that he was one of my favorite teachers. But my reason for picking him goes far deeper than favoritism or anything like that. Mr. Graham has helped me learn and grow, not only as a student, but as a person these past 2 years that I've had him as a teacher. In the student aspect, he's taught me more than just history. He's taught me more than just mock trial. He's helped me become the student I am today and the student I will be in my high school years, in my college years, and throughout life. Whilst teaching me history, he taught me that events can and will repeat themselves. that we must learn history in order to prevent it, and I don't believe that I would have taken away the life lessons that I did during his lessons and lectures with any other teacher. He showed me how to be successful. He showed me how to be a successful student in order to succeed in my school years. And that's one of the many things I'm so grateful for. Now in mock trial, although my team didn't personally have the opportunity to compete in county competitions this year, I wouldn't have changed being a mock trial for anything. While in his mock trial course, I didn't just learn how to write openings, closings, directs, cross exams, etc. I learned good argumentative skills and how to make a good point to support my view. Personally, I believe that's a really important life skill. Personally, I believe that's a very important life skill. Now, finally, as a person, he's taught and shown me a lot. I'll never be able to repay that, but nonetheless, I appreciate this more than you can imagine. Before, I didn't really ever want to ask for help, not just with school, but with my own problems. Mr. Graham helped me realize that it's okay to ask for help, and it'll benefit me if I get support. I've learned what it truly means to work hard for what you want to achieve and put everything you have into doing something that you want to do. And he's even shown me that during the times when you do mess up or you do feel upset and that you think you're done or that you think you can't go on or that your work is good enough, that you can always fix it, you can always make it better, there's something that you can do. He showed me that. Now, all of these reasons that I've given as to why Mr. Graham is my most influential teacher are merely just like a couple examples out of hundreds probably. I'm so upset that my last year with this amazing teacher, my last couple months are gone. I'm so upset that my last year with this amazing teacher is already over. But nonetheless, I couldn't possibly be more grateful for it. I'm so glad I got these last 2 years or 1.5 to grow and learn with such an amazing teacher.
I've had the pleasure of spending my middle school years at CGMS. I feel this has made me the best student I could possibly be. I also feel I have a particular teacher who has had a great influence on my growth in education here at CGMS, and that teacher is Mr. Graham. Social studies has never been something I've been particularly interested in, but Mr. Graham has a way of making it intriguing and entertaining. These last 2 years of middle school, I have learned in math more than I ever thought I would in a social studies class. Mr. Graham is a teacher that I could open up to about feeling overwhelmed in some classes and not in others. Mr. Graham has always inspired me to learn as much as possible, not only in school, but outside of school too. In addition to being a great leader, he is an amazing coach. During volleyball and basketball season, he taught me how to be a team player, have good sportsmanship, and accountability. His guidance in sports made me enjoy them even more than I already did. Mr. Graham was not only my social studies teacher and my coach, he was also my mock trial and NJHS leader. The time I spent in NJHS and mock trial, I have accomplished many things, such as leadership and speaking skills. These are just a few of many traits I have perfected. I was lucky to have Mr. Graham make such an impact during my time here at CGMS.
Hi, my name is Nadir Nassar, and let me first start off by saying, although there were many amazing and wonderful teachers in my life, it was hard to choose just one. But there was a teacher who stood out to me, Miss Okerblad. She is such an amazing teacher and has greatly impacted my life. She is part of the reason I am the person I am today. She has pushed me to do so much more than I ever thought I could, in not just her class, but in all of my studies, and even my after-school activities. She is such a caring teacher with a kind heart. In all of the years I have known her, she has always put her students before herself. She has spent countless hours and put in so much effort into her lesson plans. That way the students can not only learn, but enjoy the work that comes with it. She is always there in a flash if a student ever needs it, and she will always put in extra time for a student. Even if she has a lot on her plate, she always manages to get everything done, and I have always admired her for that. She puts in full effort in everything that she does. Ms. Okerblad will always go as far as it takes for a student to reach their goals. I am so glad I had the honor of not just being her student, but also her student aide my 8th grade year. It was really awesome to see how she planned out her activities for her students and how much fun she had when it came with it. I am very grateful that I had Miss Okerblad for both my 7th and 8th grade year. I hate to go off to high school without her, but she has taught me so many wonderful and important lessons that I am now ready to go into high school with. So with all that being said, my most influential teacher was Miss Okerblad, and any student to have her in the future is very lucky.
When I was a student at Evergreen Elementary School, I attended my very first Scholar Has a Teacher event with my mother. She was always there supporting her teachers and students and had to sit in the audience to listen. She wanted us to hear the great things that kids had to say about their teachers and to see how much teachers influence us. I knew from that very first time that I wanted to be on that stage as one of the top 24 students in the Casa Grande Elementary School District. It is hard to believe that I am here, already an 8th grader, and recognizing a teacher that I admire and who has influenced me to be my best. Although there are many teachers who are deserving of such recognition, I have chosen to share why I feel that Miss Melanie Southard has influenced me the most. I remember walking into Miss Southard's pre-algebra class first thing in the morning as she was my Block 1 teacher. I also remember a math class where kids were actually excited to go to. A class with a fun-hearted teacher who cared about the kids in her class more than anyone else. A teacher who would run down the hallways trying to cheer kids up and motivate them to be better. She treated us like we were her grandkids, spoiling us with sweets and inspiring us at the same time. Aside from being a fun teacher, she also knew what was best for us and challenged us. A lot of the time in her class, we were forced to think outside the box. She wanted us to strive to be our best outside the class. She would say that it is just as important to be an amazing student outside the classroom as being successful in life is the #1 goal. She taught us to be like her, respecting others, listening to others, and inspiring others in the real world and not just in the classroom. Thank you so much, Miss Southard, for making learning fun for me, inspiring me and encouraging me to always be a better version of myself. I am thankful for you and all the amazing teachers that I have had at Desert Willow, Evergreen, and CGMS. You have all made a huge impact on me, and you really do make a difference in the lives of your students.
Visit us online at www.cgesd.org.